So these are the products that I pulled for the month of March, and it is currently April 2nd, which means I need to swap these out and grab another set of products. This is pretty much the bulk of what I was using every day before I went to work. So I did get use out of a lot of what you see here. I'm going to recap really quickly the things I used, what I thought about those things, and then we'll go ahead and get into the Shop My Stash for April. I did end up using both of my Glow Play blushes from MAC. I love these. They're really easy to use. They blend really nicely. And they're two very easy neutral colors, so they go with a lot. I have mine in Blush Please and is it So Natural? Yeah, So Natural. So those can come out of rotation. I did end up using my Merit blush. This one is in the shade Cheeky. It's a really beautiful deep wine shade, and I like it, but I did get use out of it, so we're going to pull that out. I also used the Catrice Cheek Lover blush. This one is in Blooming Hibiscus. Beautiful color. It kind of reminds me of the NARS Orgasm blush. It's got that typical pink blush with that orange flip to it, or like that gold flip. The only blush that I did not use is the one from Fenty. This is their cream blush in the shade Daiquiri Dip. This is a really beautiful, bright, I was going to say like pinky, corally, I don't know, it's really beautiful, but it's very bright. So I did not use that yet, which means I'm going to actually leave that in here and force myself to use it. Moving along this way, I used the NARS concealer. It's one of my favorites, so I'm going to pull that out. This is the Highbrow from Benefit, and it's supposed to go underneath your brow, like a brightening shade. I never used it. I think I just forgot about it. So I think I'm going to leave that in here. I would like to at least try to use it once. I also didn't use the Anastasia Beverly Hills product that is very similar to that. It's got one shade that's matte and the other shade is a shimmer. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. Do I want to get rid of this? I've had it for a really long time, and I've actually used quite a bit of it. No, you know what? I want to actually keep this one. I want to try to get some use out of the shimmery shade. It's just a really easy way to add like a pop of highlight to the brow bone, so I'm going to keep that in. The Sculpt Tape from Tarte, I actually really like this. The first time I used it, I was a little on the fence about it. I like the Charlotte Tilbury one, maybe like a smidgen more, but this one is still really, really nice. It just blends differently. So I definitely got a lot of use out of it, as you can tell. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. The Act Natural mascara from ColourPop, this one is in brown. I think I used this once. I'm more of a black mascara type of girl. I just like the black dramatic lashes. Brown, you don't really get that much of an effect with. I did use it, so I'm going to pull it back out. The Lash Sensational from Maybelline. It's a very wet formula. I don't hate it, but it's also not a favorite. I did use it at least twice. I'm going to pull that back out. The Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I also got use out of that. It's okay. It's nothing game-changing. It definitely didn't, I don't know, it didn't really have that much of a different effect underneath my eyes like a regular setting powder would. It's definitely not life-changing, so I'm going to pull that out. The Hollywood Flawless Filter I got use out of. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. I'm not quite ready to let it go yet, even though I probably should because it's expired. But I want to hang on to it. It's just going to come out of rotation. I had also pulled two of my Super Shock Cheeks from ColourPop. This is Lunch Money. It's a really beautiful champagne-y type of highlight. And then this one is in Smoke and Whistles. And this has more of a pink tone to it. But they're both still kind of, well, this one is very icy. They're both still really beautiful. The one on the left is Smoke and Whistles. And the one on the right is Lunch Money. There we go. Very beautiful highlighters. Did I use both of them? I don't remember. I'm going to keep Lunch Money in because I don't think I used this one. I do think I used Smoke and Whistles, so I'm going to pull that out. The So Lit highlighter, or I'm So Lit, from Wet n Wild. I did get use out of this one, I think, twice. It's a really beautiful highlight. It's kind of blinding, so you need to be careful with it. Last but not least for highlighters is my Ofra highlight in Everglow. This is just a mixture of several of their most popular ones. What I did was mix these two because their tones, you know, mixed together equals something that looks good on my skin tone, so I'm going to pull that out. Shoo! Okay, so we're keeping these in. All right, moving back here, my Hourglass bronzer. This one is in Luminous Bronze Light. It's not terrible, but it's not my favorite tone. It's a little bit too orange. Every time I think about decluttering it, I stop myself because of the price tag on it. It's very expensive. It's just not my favorite tone. I don't know why I want to keep it if it's not going to be something I'm going to wear. Do I need to let that go? You know what? I think I'm going to give that away to my daughter or maybe my niece. I'm just not going to wear it, so I have to stop doing that. The By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. Really nice powder. It's good as a finishing touch after your face is fully done. Not so great for setting. I really need an actual setting powder because I'm so oily, but I really do like this as a finishing touch, so I'm going to pull it out. I got some use out of it. The cream bronzer from Fenty. This one's in Butter Biscuit. This one it's warm, but it's also neutral, so it works well as a contour slash bronzer if I want to use one product. I do like it. I did get some use out of it, so we're going to pull that back out. My Dior powder, no powder. You know, I really do like this, but again, same thing. It's not an actual setting powder. It's more like a finishing powder, in my opinion. I would say that if you're someone that doesn't like a heavy setting powder, you don't need to set your face because you have oily skin, you just like a finishing powder, this might be something that you'll really enjoy. It does work really nicely as a finishing powder because it has a slight, I was going to say sheen. I don't know if that's the right word. If I can even get it to convey here, because it's a little bit. You can kind of see the sheen to it. A little bit. It's nice, but I'm going to pull it out of rotation since I did use it. The Rouge Romance palette from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I love these blush palettes. There's just a lot to choose from. I definitely got use out of this one. I don't know that I've ever used this really bright shade. Like, look at that. I barely touched the pan. I feel like that would stain. Anyway, I did get use out of it, so let's pull that out. Definitely used my Estee Lauder. This is a staple. I don't know why I pulled it from my Shop My Stash because I use it every day anyway. So I'm actually going to put this back up here, even though it's going to get used pretty much on a daily basis when I do my makeup. I did use this as a mixer. The Luminous Silk isn't something that I can wear by itself because it is kind of, I don't know if I want to say dewy, but it's definitely not one that sets down to like a matte finish. So it doesn't wear that long on my skin. I did wear it, so I'm going to pull it out. I've really enjoyed this True Match from L'Oreal as a mixer. I mix it in with the Estee Lauder. It mixes really nicely. So I've gotten quite a bit of use out of there, you can see. I just bought this last month and I'm already down to here. I'm going to go ahead and take it back out. I did not use the KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation. This is just not... it's just not a good product in my opinion. It doesn't wear very well on my oily skin. It starts to break down after about 3 hours. It starts to separate. It just doesn't look good after it's been sitting on my skin for longer than an hour or two. So kind of a bummer. I was really excited about this one because it's pretty full coverage. And it had a lot of nice claims on there. I have mine in the shade Light 008. That might be another reason why I'm not thrilled about it. It's just a little bit too like yellow, I guess. Beige? I don't know. I need to use it though. I really need to get some, I'm going to keep it in. I'm going to force myself to try it one more time. And if I still hate it and I still can't get it to work, this one's going to get decluttered at the end of April. There, I said it. The Dior Forever Foundation. This is their matte version in 0N. Maybe I should be showing you guys swatches of these foundations. You know what? Let's do that real quick. Okay, so just for reference, for shade range reference anyway, I have on my hand how they're laid out in front of me. So on the left, I have the Good Apple. Right next to that is the Dior Forever. Next to that is L'Oreal. And then on the end here is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. So when I'm looking at it like this, the Luminous Silk is probably the closest, but it's still not a shade match. Like my skin tone is just whack. So again, I have this one in 008. This one is in 0N. The L'Oreal is in N1. And then the Giorgio Armani is in 3.75. Yeah, just very yellow. All of them look very yellow except for my Giorgio Armani, which has more of like a pink tone to it. And these are all going to come out, except for the Good Apple. Okay, moving along to my Glowish. What is this one? Multi-Dew. The Multi-Dew Skin Tint. I used this as a mixer once or twice. It's okay. Not a favorite. I cannot use it alone. It's just way too dewy. But I do like it as a mixer, and I'm going to pull it out of rotation. The e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is really nice. My only gripe with it is that it doesn't make my makeup last longer, but it does make it very dewy and fresh looking. So I really enjoy this. I think this is a very good alternative to the Milk Hydro Grip, especially if you don't feel like dropping that heavy price tag on the Milk. Go for the e.l.f. Power Grip. You'll probably like it. The Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter. The only reason I really kept this one was because of the contour shade right there. And when I tried to use it, it was so mother effing powdery. I mean, it laid on thick. And I don't know if there's much I can do to fix that because it's a very old powder. It's just very, very powdery. I mean, I barely touched it. It's gotta go. It's way old. I don't need to keep hanging on to it. It's been real, but you need to go. Moving along to the Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighting quad, the Flash palette. There's 4 different shades I can use. They all go very well with my skin tone. So I like it. I got some use out of it. I can take it back out. The Noctilucent palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I did not end up using this. This is something more colorful. This is something that I would use if I was just playing around, creating makeup looks for fun, not necessarily something I would be wearing to work. Now, that's not to say I won't wear a colorful highlight to work, because I will, but, you know, I am a manager of a grocery store. I try to keep it at least semi-professional, and while I do believe that color can be professional too, this one's a little glittery for my taste. Like, it's a little bit... That's a lot. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. This is just something I would wear more for like having fun creating colorful looks. So I didn't get use out of it. Do I want to keep it in this rotation? I do. Let's keep it in here. This one is a pain in my ass palette that I still have not gotten use out of. What the hell is wrong with me? I've had this palette for years. I bought it just in case I was going to be a makeup artist, just in case I was going to do other people's makeup. And I haven't used it. I've swirled my fingers in there plenty of times. You can see where I've tried to shade match myself by digging different colors out. But you know, I've never gotten any real use out of it, and I'm super bummed about it because this palette is very expensive. Do I want to keep it at this point? It's so hard for me to let it go. I don't know that I would ever use this as like an actual foundation, just because I don't wear cream foundations very often. They don't wear long on my skin. So I would like to use it as a concealer and maybe even like a contour palette, because this shade here would go well as like a contour shade. I just need to stop. I need to stop ignoring this palette and just use it. So one last time, I'm going to leave it in rotation, and I'm saying it right now. If I don't use it in the month of April, it's going to go bye-bye. So y'all need to hold me to that. If I try to keep this around for another rotation, yell at me in the comments. This is the last time. RCMA, you're on your last leg. I'm going to get some use out of you, or you're going to bite the dust. Last but not least, in this pile of products, was the Milk Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. I feel like I used this like once. I forgot about it. It's a little tiny baby sample, and it was hiding back here, and I forgot about it. So I did use it. I'm not exactly dying to use this again, so it's okay. It's just not a favorite. I'm going to actually take that out. So that is what we have left in my little container. I also had pulled this stack of palettes, and I'll tell you right now, I think I did my eyeshadow maybe twice this entire month. I usually don't have time before work to do eyeshadow, so I don't know why I pulled 5 palettes. That was very ambitious of me. I did not end up using the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. It's just a very beautiful neutral color story. It's easy to use, but I didn't use it. I had also pulled the La Cienega from Adept. Did I use any of these? I don't remember. I don't think I used any of them. I had pulled the Nameless palette, also from Adept. Didn't use those. Jeez Louise. I did get use out of this one. And I had also used some from the Dollhouse palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. So those two can definitely get put back. Do I want to keep these in my rotation? I just have so many eyeshadow palettes. It's hard to get use out of them when I really don't have that much time to do eyeshadow. It's a damn shame is what it is. I'm going to pull these out for now just because I don't really do eyeshadow unless I'm filming or unless I have extra time before work. So I'm just going to pull them out for now. We'll pick new palettes. All right, let's start over here with primers. This is always tough because I can pull whatever primer I want if I'm just filming with it, because I'm not going to be wearing whatever I'm wearing that long. But in terms of wearing stuff on a daily basis, which is what I really should be doing, is pulling stuff to wear on a daily basis, it's hard because I don't have a lot of stuff in here that I can wear on a daily basis. You know, I had grabbed this last month sometime, and all I've done so far is put it on bare skin. I've never put makeup over top of it, and I didn't like it. And I think maybe I put too much. So I want to pull this and give this another chance. And if I still hate it, I'm going to sell it because that's not cheap. You know what? Let me pull the ColourPop No Filter primer I can't remember what I thought about it, but I want to try it again. Why not? Should I pull the Tatcha primer? Should I do it? I actually had these little tiny samples. So what I did is I pulled all the samples out and I shoved them all in this container. I'm going to pull it. That's enough primers. Moving down to concealers and odds and ends. I don't know what this had all over it, but it was leaking out of the top. I don't know if this is still any good. This is a mineral concealer and it's a little thin, but I feel like this would work well if I mixed it with something a little lighter that was a little heavier. So let's actually pull that. And if I don't like it, we're going to declutter it because that was gross. I'm not really sure why it was leaking like that. I need a lighter concealer to mix it with. What's one that I haven't used in a while? Let's pull this one to mix it with. This is the KVD Good Apple. I think it's the Good Apple concealer. Anyway, it's their newer concealer. This one's in the shade 103. We'll pull that to mix with it. I'm actually going to grab one more concealer to use. What if I mixed this in with a heavier concealer? This one was just a little bit too, like, thin because it's a serum concealer. It's not bad, but it didn't look the greatest underneath the eyes. I want to pull that, and I can either mix it in with the KVD concealer or I can mix it in with my NARS concealer. Okay, so that's plenty of concealers for now. You know, I bought this Chantecaille, what is this called? Future Skin Oil-Free Gel Foundation, and it's just pretty orangey. I don't know what I want to do here. I feel like this is so lightweight that it can mesh with a lot of different skin tones, but in saying that, it doesn't have a whole lot of coverage to it, so I won't wear it to work. I would only wear it on a day where I'm not wearing much makeup, so that's what I'm going to pull this for. I'm going to pull that in the hopes that I can get some use out of it on a day where it's going to be a light makeup type of day. These foundation drops are amazing. I was mixing it in with a foundation that was way too light for me, and this did a great job deepening it up without making it look weird. It has a very neutral base to it, but it's deeper than like my typical foundation, so I really, really liked this. I'm going to pull that just in case I need to mix it in with something, and so I don't forget to use it. Is there anything else I want to get use out of in here? Nah. Moving down to the powder drawer. I'm not sure what I've pulled from here recently. Let me pull Nakia Joy. I haven't used this one in a while. Ooh, it's leaking everywhere. I don't use it that often because it's a very heavy setting powder. This is actually a repurchase. Jesus. You know, I have held on to this one for a very long time. The Lancome Absolute Powder. I bought this because Jaclyn Hill used to rave about it. And it's very orangey. I mean, you can kind of see it through the container how orange it is. This one's in the shade Absolute Pearl. There is nothing pearl about this. It's very peachy. And it's a little too peach for my skin tone, so I'm going to pull it for the Shop My Stash, and if I don't like it, if I don't wear it, guess what? It's going to get the boot. And for as much as this powder costs, it's cheap. Like, look at that. Look at that. Something that costs 50, 60 bucks is going to flake off like that. Get real. But Huda Beauty I use all the time. The Anastasia I recently pulled. I want to pull one more. See, I really don't use, like, compact powders anymore, like foundations. This is a really good one from Too Faced. It's their cocoa powder. It smells like chocolate and it's silky smooth. It's also very old, but it's a very silky smooth powder. Very silky smooth. Do I want to pull that one? You know what? Screw it. Let's pull it. Let's get out of there. Next up is going to be bronzers and contours. I've really been loving the cream and liquid bronzer products, like the Tarte and the Charlotte Tilbury. I don't use this one that much anymore. It's a little heavy for what I typically like to go for, but I'm going to pull it because I really love it, and I miss it. I got these Merit bronzers a while back. They sent them to me, and I was supposed to film with them, and then I got really, really sick, and I couldn't, so maybe I should give them a try. I was given the option to choose a couple different products, and I chose 2 different shades of bronzer, because I wasn't sure which one was going to work for me. They look almost identical. The one on the left looks a little bit more neutral, I think. Maybe I should give these a try. These are like very dewy looking. I've swatched them several times, which is why they're so freaking dirty. I need to wipe them off. I've just never used them on the skin. So let's pull them. I'm going to pull the L'Oreal Infallible Bronzer. This one is in 300 Light Medium. It's a little too warm. So if I don't like it after using it this round, I'm just going to get rid of it. That's kind of where I need to be with this stuff. If it doesn't suit my skin tone and if I'm not going to wear it, why the hell am I hanging on to it? One more powder bronzer. Let's pull Glowish. I think that is plenty unless I want to pull a palette. Do I want to pull a palette? Oh my god, I almost forgot about this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury face palette. I used it pretty heavy there for a while, and I keep forgetting I have it because it's been underneath all those other palettes. But you can definitely see that I've used this a lot. I don't know if I've ever really gotten any use out of those, but these two I've definitely used. Let's pull it. That's good enough for now. Okay, last but not least on this side is the blush drawer. Whew. Every time I look in here, I'm so overwhelmed. I still have the Fenty cream blush in my Shop My Stash from last month that I need to use. You know, this one from Makeup Revolution I've been hanging on to because it's such a beautiful, bright, like red blush. Or pinky red or whatever you want to call it. But it's broken, and it's been broken pretty much since I first bought it because the packaging is just very cheap. I really don't want to get rid of it because it's so beautiful. It's actually a little more pink than it's showing on camera. Like, look how pretty that is. So pretty. I just hate the fact that it's broken. Maybe I should try to put it in another pan and then, I don't know, put it in a empty palette or something, because this is driving me crazy. I'm going to pull it out for now. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but let's pull it out of there. It's not one that I can wear on a daily basis because of how bright it is, but it's so beautiful. I don't want to get rid of it. Okay, I saw one in the back here that I really want to grab if I can get it. There it is. This one is from The Balm, and it's called Will Powder in the shade Stamina. It's just a really beautiful mauvey pink, so let's pull it. I don't even know if I've ever used that one. I know I'm like up close and personal with my blushes. I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to do. I'm also going to pull this Hourglass blush. This one is in the shade Luminous Flush, and it's just a really pretty nude pink. So I'm going to pull that one. And maybe one more. Some of these I use a lot, like these, the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasms, the Beauty Light Wands. I use those a lot. They're really pretty. So I don't want to use those. I want to use stuff that's not getting any use. You know what I haven't used a lot is this Dior blush. It's very bright pink. And it doesn't exactly go with everything, but it is a really beautiful blush. Do I want to pull this one? Screw it. Okay, I need to get the hell out of the blush drawer. Let's move along to the highlighters. I want to pull the old school Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. This one, it just goes with so many different skin tones. It works really well with mine. It works well with a variety of looks. So let's pull that. I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one once and for all. This one's from Dominique Cosmetics. And I got it a long time ago when this type of product was very popular. It's like that creamy highlight, and it's very sticky feeling, like balmy, extremely balmy. And it's just not something that I'm ever going to wear, and I don't know why I've hung on to it as long as I have. So that's going to go. You know, I bought this Bobbi Brown highlighter from TJ Maxx probably 2 or 3 years ago. And it is really pretty, but it reminds me a lot of my Dior highlighter that's just a little bit too deep for my skin tone. Is this one too deep? It's really pretty. You know what? It might not be. It's definitely lighter than my Dior highlighter. Is it? Oh, now I'm questioning myself. They're just different tones. The Bobbi Brown has almost a gold, like a goldenness to it. Goldness? Anyway, golden. This one's more like a silvery type of pink. I don't even know what to do now. I kind of want to pull the Bobbi Brown, and if I don't like it, I'll declutter it after this round. All right, let's get out of there. My face palettes and some odds and ends like blushes. I have a pretty full container so far. Do I really want to add to it? I kind of do, just to get some more use out of stuff. This is such like a clunky component. I kind of don't like it. But I do like the product inside. Let's pull that, just because I definitely haven't gotten hardly any use out of it. And maybe one more. I haven't used this in quite a while. It's a toss-up between that or my very old Benefit Blush Bar. This mug is very old, like 5 years old. But the powders still work beautifully. I kind of feel like I want to pull it. Let's do that. I want to pull the blush bar. Okay, let's get out of there. This is going to be a bunch of samples that I get overwhelmed every time I look in this drawer because there are so freaking many samples. Oh, look, I have a double of that one. Why would I keep that? I definitely don't need that. I have that one already in my Shop My Stash. Nope, not today. Not today, Satan. Mascaras. Some of these definitely need to go. I just don't know which ones. I've been stuck on the same handful of mascaras here for like the last 6 months. So I know some of these are no good. The Magic Extension from MAC. I'm a little scared of this one. You know, it's kind of crazy because when I first really got into makeup, I would buy everything. I would buy a mascara every time I went shopping, which is stupid. Like, I only need 1 or 2 good mascaras to alternate between. I had like 80 of them. It's so unnecessary. I still have way too many. I have a handful of favorites that I rotate between. The rest can kind of go, you know? I don't remember what I thought about this Merit mascara, so I don't feel like this was a favorite, so I'm going to pull it and probably declutter it if I don't like it. I haven't used the MAC Stack mascara in a while, so I'm going to also pull that and probably declutter it if I don't like it anymore. And let's also pull that, and if I don't like that, I'll declutter that. I feel like these are just older, and they need to either go or get used. Okay. So this is what I have so far. I need to go through and pick out foundations and eyeshadow palettes. So let's do that really quickly. This is an area of my makeup collection that I can most certainly declutter from. So I'm gonna move some stuff here because this could get ugly. It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. Relax. Am I disturbing you? Did I disturb your sleep? Where's your brother? Do I need to go check on him? You don't care, do you? You'd probably prefer it that way. You actually got some peace and quiet. Hi, handsome. Where are you at? I knew it. I knew that you would be up there. I knew it. What's you doing? Pitiful man. Yeah. Hi. Hi. He's a mama's boy. I can't pick you up like this. I'm holding my phone. He likes to be held like a baby. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. I was just checking on you. Okay. I recently bought these because they were on sale for the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I got the wrong shades because I'm a nitwit, so I'm going to keep them and just mix them in with something lighter, but those. Okay, starting with stuff that I'm going to get rid of. The Derma Blend Smooth Liquid Camo. I don't know why I bought this or why I haven't used it yet, but I haven't, and I've had it forever, so I'm going to get rid of it. A lot of these just need to go, and I've been holding on to them because foundation is very expensive. I mean, even your drugstore foundations are over $10, normally around $15, sometimes more. And then you factor in the high-end foundations that are anywhere from $25 to $45, sometimes even more. I hate the idea of throwing them out or decluttering them. It hurts, but they need to go because they're not getting used. The Chanel Ultra Le Tint Velvet Foundation. The 1 or 2 times I used that, I did not care for the way it felt on my skin, so it can go. You know, I bought this Almay foundation, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago maybe. Still haven't used it, so let's put that in my Shop My Stash. I think that's all I want to do with that little section. I've been getting a lot of use out of this Hourglass foundation. I've been mixing it in. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of it, so we'll leave that out. The HD Liquid Coverage is such a great foundation. I've used a lot of this one. It's good alone, it's good mixed in, but I used a lot of that last month, so I'm not sure I want to pull it again. This CoverGirl and Olay foundation, the Simply Ageless, I don't know why I bought this. I was on this kick of buying drugstore foundations, wanting to try them out, and I don't think I've ever used it. So stupid. You know what? I want to get some use out of it, so I'm going to pull that one. I feel like that's something I'm going to have to wear on its own. It just needs to shit or get off the pot, you know? Use it or get rid of it. The La Mer foundation. Oh, it's just not a favorite. And it should be because it's stupid expensive. I just don't feel like pulling it this round, so I'm not going to. And I'm not quite ready to declutter it yet. The Rainforest of the Sea foundation is very lightweight. It's a good mixer, but I think I'm going to leave that out this round. Do I want to finally get rid of my Hourglass stick foundation? This mug is very old. Very old. We're going to give it one more shot, and if I hate it, it's going to go. All right, let's pick one more. I pulled the True Skin hydrating foundation last night. I was just messing around with it because it's way too light for my skin tone, so I was trying to make it more suitable for something that would match me. And I was mixing in some of these foundation drops from number 7, and it actually worked. It worked mixing these in. So I'm going to pull that and try to use it. I've never been able to wear this because of how light it is. So far, that means I got 1, 2, 3, 4 foundations. Let's pull one last foundation, then I'll be finished. Like, look how light this one is. A lot of them are like that, either way too light or too dark. Very few that actually match my skin tone. Just sad. Oh, I really like this one. I'm going to have to buy another one of these that actually matches me because this one's just a little bit too, like, beigey. But it's such a good foundation. Let's pull the Pat McGrath Labs foundation because it's bougie and I don't ever wear it. So if I don't like it, this one can also take a hike. All right, that's going to be it. Okay, so far this is quite a lot of products, but it's a lot of stuff that I've either never used or I haven't used in a really long time, which is the whole purpose of this Shop My Stash. Is there anything else I would like to declutter? You know, I have kept this and I've kept it and I've tried it quite a few times because you can see how far down it is, but that's from mixing it. And I don't like it. So I'm going to either give this to my daughter or it's going to go in the garbage. I love my NARS foundations, so those aren't going anywhere. Way too light. That one can go. That it? I think that's all I want to do for now. I don't want to be too traumatized by getting rid of half my stuff. I pulled quite a few. A handful. One more can go. Come on now. Let's see. Gotta be something in here that I know I'm not gonna wear. That I'm just holding on to. You know, as much as I want this to work. The Tom Ford, what is this called? Traceless foundation stick. It's just not good. And it doesn't look good on me. And it's way too light for my skin tone. And yellowish. It's just, it needs to go. That's hard to do because that shit's expensive. All right, I'm feeling frisky. Should I get rid of more? No, but what I can get rid of is this. I'm just not going to use it. There's no sense in me hanging on to a setting spray when I literally never use a setting spray. It's good for helping your makeup when it looks really cakey and you want it to kind of mesh better, but it doesn't do anything for me for longevity. And I need my makeup to wear a long time, so that can go. I think that's all I want to pull for now. I don't want to get too crazy with it. I pulled a handful. So really quickly, just recapping the products that I'm decluttering. We got that setting spray. We got these foundations that I just pulled. A couple of blushes. The Naked Skin Urban Shapeshifter and this Dominique Cosmetics Golden Dew highlighter. So, yeah. Okay, let's pull the eyeshadows and then we'll be finished. The first palette that I kind of thought about was the Butte Bean and Shroud It's Freakin' Bats palette. I love this one. It's such a unique color story. I don't have anything quite like it. It's got some really pretty, like, grungy tones in here. I just really like it, and I want to get some more use out of it, so I'm going to pull that one. Okay, so I think what I've decided to do, instead of pulling from here, I already grabbed, obviously, the It's Freakin' Bats palette, but I think what I want to do, I'm going to pan over this way, please don't mind the mess, I've got a lot going on over here. I ended up taking out most of my Natasha Denona palettes, like I took them apart, and they're all in one of these palettes up here, just so you can see here. That's the majority of my MIDI palettes. I took them apart and they're all in here by color. There are two that I still have almost fully assembled, and I'll show you really quickly in what I'm going to do. For one, I'm going to pull this because it has all of my Natasha Denona eyeshadows in it for the most part. So I can pull any of these at any time for an eye look, and a lot of them are neutral. But the other thing I want to grab, well, two things. I'm going to show you this first. several months ago, I ended up putting together my own color story with Natasha Denona eyeshadows. And this is what it looks like. I really, really love this color story. So I'm going to try to utilize this month. There's enough going on in here to where I can come up with some neutral looks, as well as a couple little pops of color like that green, the pink. There's some shifty shades in here. So I'm going to pull this and try to really focus on using it this month. I'm also going to, I don't like that. I don't know why it's making that screechy noise. Anyway, I'm also pulling the Retro Glam because I haven't gotten much use out of this either. But some of the colors from this are in my made up palette, so I'll have to pull them back out and put back in here. What I did is I spent an entire several hours putting the names of each of these shadows on the backs of them, as well as what palette they came out of. That way I could easily put them back in. That is all I'm going to grab in terms of palettes. So I've got those two, plus the It's Freakin' Bats, plus all of these Natasha Denona eyeshadows that came out of her MIDI palettes. The last things that I want to grab are single eyeshadows. Some of the special, sparkly, shiny, shifty shadows. I lied. There's one more thing I want to grab. Natasha Denona recently had some of her midis. Actually, I think all of her midis were half off. And I picked up the Xenon, and is that what that one's called? Yeah, and I also picked up this one, which I've been wanting to have for a long time. This is her mini retro. So I'm going to pull that because I think that will go well with the other two that I grabbed. That's it. Now I need to pull singles. So this is going to be kind of tough because I have a lot of single eyeshadows and I'm only going to be able to pull kind of like a handful if I want to be able to get some use out of them during this month. So the way I do an eye look with these special shades is I'll pick the special shade first and then I'll build the look around that with mattes. So what do I want to do here? This first palette is Touch of Glam, and then on the side here is Pastel Rose. And I started separating it for my favorites video. I haven't gotten that far yet, but the shades that I would like to get some use out of are the ones that I haven't used yet, which would be a lot of the ones down here on this bottom row. This one's called Witch Bitch Magic. I don't think I've used it, but it's so freaking pretty. I'm gonna pull it. I don't want to pull a bunch from one brand. I kind of want to switch it up a little bit. Oh, this is kind of like this. Is this Space Junk? Nope, come and get it. Oh my goodness. Like, look at that. Touch of Glam knows what they're doing, y'all. If y'all haven't tried them out yet, you're missing out. Setting a trend. Look at that. Okay. I think I just want to pull the one. And then from the Pastel Rose collection over here, God, these are so pretty. They're not quite as like shifty as like Touch of Glam, but this one's got, you can see the green. It's hard to see. Yeah, there it is. And then this one is yellow and pink. You can see it there. I'm trying to think in terms of what I'll actually use, like for work. This one's really pretty. You can't really see the full spectrum of colors in it. Ooh, I'm gonna pull that one. This one is called Autumn Rush. This one's got a bunch of Terra Moons in it, a bunch of iridescence, a couple more shades. I'm gonna hold off on that for now because those are good inner corner highlight shades. I only want to really grab like maybe 3 or 4 more, maybe. This is my Cleona palette. Okay, so I kind of placed like the palettes that I'm going to be using out in front of me so I can get an idea of the mattes that I'll have. And again, I still have that whole palette full of Natasha Denona mattes that I can pick from, but I chose this one. This is Palace, and it's just a really beautiful shifty pink. It's kind of hard to see like this, huh? It's really beautiful. So I'm going to pull that one. I don't want anything too bright or off the wall. This is really hard to do because I want to use them all. I just want to use them all because they're all beautiful. And I don't have enough time in the day, enough days in the year to use all of them. That one's so pretty. Like, some of these really go well with my little made-up Natasha Denona palette, huh? Ooh, boy. Okay, let's grab that one. It was this one right here. That one, I think, is one of their electric multi-chromes. I'm sorry, it was a glitter type vibrant. That's Noble. They have a lot of pink and purple. Let's switch it up a little bit. Longest Shop My Stash in the history of ever. Okay, this is my Terra Moons palette. Very difficult to choose from here as well, because Terra Moons is one of my favorites. I'm going to minimize it to 2, and then we're going to get out of there. This is a really unique shade. I think this is Oppie, but I feel like I've used that recently. I feel like I used it at work. Did I? Let's pull it anyway. I don't know why I keep sticking with the pink and the purple, but this one here is Lunar Lavender, and it is so pretty. Like, you can't fully see how beautiful that is. That's nothing. I wish I could convey how pretty it is. It's lavender, but it's got some blue in there and some pink. Anyway, I need to stop while I'm ahead. I grabbed 2. I'm going to shut it. Oh, it's so hard to do. I think that this little selection here is more than enough for this month. I'll be lucky if I use them all, to be honest. Because like I said, I have a hard time finding time to use my shadows. Now that I'm properly covered in glitter all over, I think this is going to wrap it up. The only things that I don't pull during my Shop My Stash is like lipsticks and lip liners and brow products. Should I bother? I'm not going to fool with like brow products and stuff, but I would like to pull maybe a couple things from this drawer, because there's a lot of stuff in here that never gets touched. It's just not necessity type stuff. I just have a lot in here. This is a whole little section of like glosses, and I don't know, there's quite a few in here that I don't ever use. So it would be nice to pull and force myself. I recently picked this up because it was on sale. The lip injection from Too Faced. Man, this thing makes my lips feel like they're on fire. But it does help with making them look plump and juicy. So let's pull it. As promised, this Shop My Stash will be over soon. Something I've had for a long time that I've never used is this freckle pen. I'm just not much for giving myself fake freckles. Do I want to force myself to do that this time around? I'm not going to do it going to work. I'm going to pull it. I'm not going to make any promises that I'm going to use it, but we'll pull it. So at least it's like in my line of sight. Okay. I would like to get more use out of some of these eye primers. I use several of these a lot. And then the rest I don't use enough. I picked these up from Glamlight, and I don't know if I've ever actually used them. I have white, and I have this one that's more like a skin tone, like more like my skin tone. So I'm going to pull that and try to use it. I also had all of these colored bases I bought a while back because I was sure that I was going to become artistic and actually start doing more artistic looks, and then I just didn't. Because who has time for that? So I don't ever use them. I don't know that I'm going to use them now. Anything else? Do y'all remember when the Tarte, what is this called? The Tarte chrome paint pots were like a big deal? Do y'all remember when these were like super special? This one's in the shade Martini. It's just like a satin grungy greeny gold. It's nothing all that special, but I remember when these were like it, you know? And then I found all those indie singles, and it's like, why? Why was this so special? And this mug was expensive. I think it was like $20 for this little pot. I don't ever use it. I should probably just go ahead and declutter it. Maybe I'll force myself to use it in this round, and if I don't, I can declutter it. Okay, I really need to get out of here because I've pulled far too many products. Do I want to declutter anything? You know, I purchased this back when it came out. It's supposed to be an eye primer. Not really sure how it's supposed to work. And I've never used it because I've been scared of it. I'm going to pull that too. Okay, I need to stop. We have to stop, like now. Way too much. So, that is the Shop My Stash for the month of April. That is a lot of stuff. So I'm going to do my very best to work through all of it this month. you know, like I said, I do my makeup every single day for work, so there's really no reason why I can't use every single thing I pulled. The eyeshadow palettes are the hardest to use, again, just because I don't have much time when I'm getting ready, but I will do my best when I'm not working, maybe, my days off to use it. I do have a week off coming up towards the end of April, so I'm going to try to do more filming. Maybe I can use more stuff then. But that is going to wrap up this video, doing the recap of my Shop My Stash for March, the little mini declutter, and the Shop My Stash for April. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!